Tell me about your thoughts on envy and how someone with maybe more narcissistic, borderline level functioning, how envy shows up for them versus maybe normal people.
Envy is a normal aggressive affect with very specific characteristics. It is anger at somebody who has something that we want and we don't have, and are angry at whoever has it when we don't. It is a normal way in which a baby sees another baby has a toy that he wants to have that toy and gets angry if he doesn't get that toy or something exactly like it. It is a human emotion that is one of the negative aspects of our potential that normally we tolerate. It doesn't control our lives. With narcissistic personality, the problem is they present very intense aggression that takes the form of envy. Usually the cause of that is a lack of sufficiently loving relationship in very, very early life, in the first 2 or 3 years of life. When one feels loved, one internalizes a good representation of others and feels fulfilled by the people who have been good to one. If one doesn't have any of this, there's a sense of emptiness, and one gets the painful observer that other people feel so good about their relation with others while we feel so bad. So envy becomes a very strong motivation because basically we don't feel the internalization of love that others have. And envy then grows to the extent that whatever we like and don't have enrages us. It destroys our relationship because whomever we could love and be friendly with turns out to have things that we don't have, to begin with the very capacity to love. And envy gives one a painful sense of lacking, of emptiness. And the way to fight it off is to devalue what one envies. Normally, when we get a good response to our behavior from others, we feel very happy that others love us, and we see it as a gift. In other words, normally we have a feeling of gratitude for love that we get. Envious person lack their capacity of gratitude because what they get gives them a sense what they didn't have. It reminds them of what they didn't have, which colors what they get. They are happy that they get it, but they don't have that feeling of happiness with the happiness that the other feels in giving them something. So envy tends to spoil what one envies, which means that narcissistic personality fall in love with a woman, unconsciously hate what they admire in her, from her physical appearance to her capacity, to her potential. And so unconsciously they tend to devalue it, and that makes this woman indifferent and boring, and they have to drop her. So unconscious envy, the defense against it by devaluation, is what motivates the sexual promiscuity of narcissistic personalities. The counterpart of envy is an unconscious destruction of the values that others have and that one doesn't. Students with a narcissistic personality can learn only what they feel they learn because they take over what others know. They incorporate the knowledge from other. It's like stealing from other makes them feel good. But when they have to acknowledge that they depend on the other, it spoils it, because then envy is unavoidable. Narcissistic personalities can learn from what they learn by what they feel they are learning by themselves without anybody giving them anything. They take it from others, but they can't read a book. They can't learn from a book because there is independent knowledge from them, and they resent it. So you find very intelligent people who can't read a book or spoil their own capacity of interest in a certain field. So envy tends to ruin the capacity to absorb good things, establish good relationship. In the worst case scenario, one cannot enjoy anything except being admired, which is recognizing of one's greatness by the others. And one of the predisposition to the narcissistic personality are parents who really don't love the children, but they are are happy with admirable things that children have that others admire. The narcissistic parent uses the child as something great that, look what beautiful children I have. So they admire their child, but they don't love it. When love is replaced by admiration as the only source of what love one receives, it fosters narcissistic personality. One has no hope for love. Only when others admire one can feel good about oneself. So the psychopathology of envy is very damaging, a major issue in the treatment that one solves by analyzing all its causes and consequences.